Hey, it's Jennifer Sparks. I'm going to be your tour guide today. Just had a beautiful cruise on Margaritaville at Sea Islander. It is very early in the morning and sadly it is our last day. We're cruising into Tampa, Florida. This video today is going to be about disembarkation. Not particularly my favorite topic to talk about, but it's very important, especially if you're new to cruising. This was our first time cruising out of Tampa and it was a very positive experience. We had one of the breezy balconies and it was wonderful to watch this without even getting out of bed. If you're just finding my channel, my name is Jennifer Sparks and I travel a lot. My channel is mostly about timeshares and resorts and casinos, but seriously, cruises are like resorts and casinos, so it fits very nicely within my channel. My cruise videos are split into daily vlogs. So this is the last day, sadly, of our cruise. Welcome to Tampa. First thing I'm going to do is take you upstairs to breakfast and show you what is available on disembarkation day. This is the Port of Indecision buffet. Do not miss the pastries. Haven't seen these cranberry muffins yet. They were amazing. Also early before the hot buffet were cereals, milks, and yogurts. Here's a look at the food that they provide on the day of disembarkation on the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. The breakfast this day was served only here, not in the dining room, and it was from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning. This video was filmed January 2025. It could be different in the future. The hardest part of getting off the cruise is realizing that anywhere you eat now, you're either going to have to pay for it or make it or both. I have heard mixed reviews about the food, especially the buffet on the Islander, but we enjoyed it very much. The blueberry compote was delicious. Gonna take one more last walk around and say goodbye. We had an excellent time. It was a very last-minute, spur-of-the-moment trip we took. I knew nothing about this ship, and I was pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed myself. Now I'm going to take you back to our stateroom. I'm going to let our cruise director, VJ, tell you more about the disembarkation because she knows more about this than I do.
Planning on taking your luggage off the ship yourself. You are self-assist. Do not leave your luggage outside your room. You can leave your luggage inside your cabins.
If you already know this information, just fast forward a little bit.
You've got it all there with you. You'll be taking your luggage off the ship, physically taking it off the ship yourself. If you need assistance to take your luggage off, you will need to put your luggage outside your rooms no later than 10 p.m. tonight. So please keep that in mind. No later than 10 p.m. Place it outside your rooms. The next time you see your luggage will be in the terminal in Tampa, and I'll be letting you know when you'll be getting off the ship, meaning when your luggage is shoreside, ready for you to disembark. Now, many of you always ask, look, are we going to get fed before we get off the ship? And I know you've loved the food on board. Yes, we're not going to let you go home hungry. However, the breakfast times are very early, okay? Because this is going to be a very swift, smooth transition and very quick. So breakfast for you in the Port of Indecision will be between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So keep that in mind, pace yourselves and come on up for breakfast. Get a good hearty breakfast, your last meal before you get off the ship. We will be starting disembarkation very quickly when we do arrive. So grab your breakfast and then make sure you have all your stuff ready to get off. Now, when it comes to disembarkation, we anticipate to arrive around 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, this does not mean to wait around the gangway area. Like I said, go have breakfast, do your final bits and packing and stuff, but do not congregate around the gangway area, especially around the atrium, the giant flip-flop. We do need to keep that clear. You will see that whole area roped off. This will only slow down the disembarkation process and slow down our clearance. You will hear my voice in the morning telling you when we have had clearance and when it is time to disembark the vessel. Now, we will be disembarking our priority guests first, especially the ones who are priority self-assist. Like I said, they're the ones, you guys are the ones carrying your own luggage off the ship and not waiting for us to take it off for you. So for those priority guests, you'll be meeting in the Finn's dining room. Make sure you go by the information that you received. Head to the Finn's dining room. Once we're clear, we will then let you know where the gangway is so you make your way ashore. For everybody else, once we have our priority guests off the ship, I'll be making an announcement for our express guests, and they're the ones, self-assist, taking your own luggage off the ship. You will need to have in hand your cruise card ready to scan off, as well as any photo identification you may need. Once you make your way through the terminal, it's the same terminal we all boarded in. You'll head on out. Those of you taking your own luggage off the ship, you'll make your way through. There are plenty of taxis, buses, and of course friends and family can pick you up. Simple and easy. Now, when it is time for our other guests who have had assistance with their luggage, that means the luggage was taken in the evening, we've placed it out in the pier for you. We will then call you by deck. So you'll hear my announcements, call you by deck, each deck at a time, and then that's when you'll proceed to the gangway, in hand your cruise card, ready to scan off. This actually is a very quick process, so please don't fret. Once we have clearance, we'll get you off as quickly as possible. You'd be surprised how fast and how early I will be calling last call. So you will hear me say last call, and when it's last call, that's when everybody can make their way ashore. We anticipate to have this fully completed no later than 9 a.m. So make sure you've done your checks, you've gone to reception and seen them the day before. You don't want to do it on disembarkation morning, so make sure you settle all that.
And like VJ said, it was very easy and very early. We were very surprised. Unlike Carnival and other cruise lines, you did not need to make a reservation or get a special tag. You just leave your luggage by your door. I believe it was 10 o'clock at night you had to have it out by, with the tags that you originally had to get on the cruise.
It's gonna be a hot one today. We have all our winter clothes on. I even have socks on with my sandals. We're going to Daytona Beach. That was good planning.
We're going skiing.
Yeah, we're in Florida, but it's cold everywhere in the United States.
Thank you so much for those guests who have already filled them out. We do appreciate seeing those tens and all the wonderful cruise
Make sure
days.
not to leave your room keys in the stateroom. This is not like a hotel. You need them to get off the ship. Getting on the ship, I had sundresses, shorts, flip-flops. It is really cold today. You never know in January how the weather's going to be. It was very warm in Cozumel, though. To disembark, you're going to need to go where the flip-flop bar is, where the Grand Atrium is, where you first arrive, but not until when you are called. If you have been watching all of my tours of the Margaritaville at Sea Islander, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This is my first time on the ship, and I was really excited to explore it and share it with you. Leaving the ship was very fast and painless. Just make sure you have your key in hand. Don't be that person that holds up the line. I always make my husband do it. I have to film. Back to the real world. After this, I have my final video, which is going to be everything we ate on the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. Who doesn't love food tours? Look out for that video coming out soon. If you're planning on spending the night before or after the cruise, these are 2 hotels that I saw that were very close. Doesn't matter when you leave the cruise, but before the cruise, definitely, if you're going to fly, come the day before. Because if there is an error or there is a delay or you miss your flight, they're not going to wait for you, the cruise. They're going to go without you. You're going to miss the cruise. So make sure you're there. It is quite a bit of a walk getting on and off of the ship, but it's pretty flat. You know, there's no stairs. There is wheelchair assistance if someone needs it. There is one escalator to get down to where the luggage is, but I'm sure there is an elevator as well. If you are driving here, there is a parking lot that is very close, but if you want to save a couple extra dollars, I'll show you where we parked. It really wasn't that much farther of a walk, and it was about half of the price. Got our bags, and now we're going to be on our way to Daytona Beach. After our week's stay in Daytona, we're going to be sailing on the Carnival Vista, which sails out of Port Canaveral, Florida. This has been a heck of a trip. It's been so much fun. After I'm done creating videos about that particular cruise, I'm hoping to make a video about the difference between Margaritaville at Sea and Carnival, and what I like better about both. I'm throwing it out there, manifesting it, so I do it. I manifested this type of life. I hate being trapped, and I really wanted a job where I could go and travel and share my experiences. And this has been working out great, and I really appreciate all of you that watch my videos. On this ship, and I think most of them now, they have face recognition. You need to do that to get off of the ship. But I sort of want to stay on the ship. When you get off of the ship, that's going to be where if someone's going to pick you up, or a shuttle pickup, or if you're doing Uber, Lyft, rideshare. Beyond that is the port self-parking. This is the closest but most expensive option as far as parking goes. Where we parked, and I discussed more of this in our embarkation video, was a parking lot that was about a block away. It was like $777. It was $6 a day. If you made it this far, thank you very much. I know it's not very interesting, but it's very important for those that need this information. This is your host and your tour guide, Jennifer Sparks. If you want to go on a cruise, just do it. Book that trip and pack your bags and go. Always remember to be well to yourself and kind to others. Safe travels to you and happy cruising.